How's it going, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. This is going to be my Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4 breakdown. And this episode was extremely important for what is about to happen in the final 2 episodes of the series. So I'm breaking this down top 7 style. There are 7 really important things that you need to know about this episode going into the final 2 episodes of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'll tell you everything that you need to know, but quick reminder about my Falcon and the Winter Soldier Captain America Shield giveaway. To enter for a chance to win, just subscribe to me and my other channel, Cosmic Culture. I'll put the link in the description down below. Now, if you have not seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 4, this is your spoiler warning. And trust me, there are some pretty big spoilers, so here's your final chance to click away. Starting with the opening scene, and number 1 of the important facts is Bucky is now free. After the events of Captain America Civil War, Bucky goes to Wakanda, and King T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, promises Steve Rogers that him and his team will do anything and everything they can to help get rid of the brainwashing that Hydra did to Bucky, essentially promising that they're going to try and get rid of the Winter Soldier programming inside of him. And we never really got to see any of this happen. Yes, we did see Bucky in Wakanda sort of after the fact. We heard some Wakandans and King T'Challa call him the White Wolf, which we have heard him called a few times throughout the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, but we never saw the actual process of Bucky getting rid of the Winter Soldier, and we see that in the very first scene here. So this very first scene takes place after the events of Captain America Civil War and before the events of Avengers Infinity War, obviously because Bucky ends up getting dusted. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Infinity War. But that leads us to the second very important part of episode 4, which is the Dora Milaje. Now, at the very end of episode 3, we saw Io. She appeared to Bucky, and she was pretty mad that Bucky and Sam let Zemo out of prison. And she explained that she's going to go after Zemo. Zemo, of course, is responsible for killing her king, at the time, King T'Chaka, T'Challa's father. The Dora Milaje are an elite group of warriors responsible for protecting the king of Wakanda. Zemo killed their king, so they want revenge. He was in prison before, so they weren't really doing anything about it, but now that he's out, they want him to answer to Wakanda. Not the world, but specifically Wakanda. However, of course, right now, Bucky and Sam are using Zemo. They don't have any intentions on letting him go free after the fact, but they do need him to find the Flag Smashers. Bucky explains this to Io, and Io gives him 8 hours. And that 8 hours soon runs up as we find the Dora Milaje and Ayo entering the suite of where Bucky, Zemo, and Sam are staying, and of course at the time John Walker just happens to be there with his buddy Lamar. Now, like I said, the Dora Milaje are some of the most elite warriors in the world, so nobody really stands a chance against them. And we actually see Ayo use a move that we didn't really know was possible. She dissembles Bucky's arm. She does a quick little move and then it falls off. Now, Bucky's arm is made out of vibranium. It was given to him by King T'Challa. It's Wakandan technology, and it does look like Ayo was pretty involved in the process of getting rid of the Winter Soldier inside of Bucky. So naturally, she kind of knows how to defuse Bucky in a way by taking off his arm, something that he didn't actually know was possible. Meanwhile, John Walker in the background is starting to realize that perhaps he can't be the same Captain America that Steve Rogers was. The Dora Milaje kicked his butt, and as he states very defeatedly, they weren't even super soldiers. And this starts the process of him himself taking the super soldier serum, which we'll talk about in just a bit. Now, the Dora Milaje came for Zemo, but during all of the commotion and fighting, Zemo manages to escape. And this brings us to the third important part about this episode, which is Zemo. Zemo and his master plan. Is Zemo running away from Bucky and Sam in this scene? No. Zemo knows what he did. He knows he killed King T'Chaka, and he knows the Dora Milaje want to kill him. But Zemo's plan isn't to run away from Sam and Bucky. He also needs them just like they need him. Zemo is not a super soldier. He can fire a gun, but against the super soldiers themselves, he doesn't really stand that big of a chance. So will he return to Sam and Bucky eventually? Yes, because of his plan. His plan is essentially what he was doing before and during the events of Civil War, trying to get rid of the super soldiers. He even said in the previous episode, "I have no intention on letting my work go unfinished," referring to getting rid of the super soldiers. And in this episode, when he comes across Karli, he shoots her and all of the serum goes on the ground. He holds the serum in his hand and then smashes it on the ground and stomps on the rest of them. This is Zemo's true plan. He wants to get rid of super soldiers. He does not believe that people taking the serum can be good, except for Steve Rogers. He actually admits that Steve was a one-of-a-kind person. Zemo essentially believes that if you take the serum, you have way too much power and that power will be abused. So Zemo will eventually go back to Sam and Bucky. They'll continue to try and get rid of the remaining super soldiers, but once that happens, who knows what Zemo's going to do at the end. He's now free, and I'm assuming he doesn't plan on that changing. I don't think he's going to willingly go back to jail. So we'll have to wait till the final episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier to figure that out. But that brings us to number 4, which is Sharon Cater and the Power Broker. Now, I had a theory after the last episode that maybe Sharon Cater herself was the Power Broker, or she's working for the Power Broker, and after this episode, I don't think that she herself is the Power Broker. However, I do believe she is deeply connected to him, and she did confirm in this episode that the Power Broker is in fact a man. When talking about the Power Broker, she said he wants the serum back. So my theory that this could be Thunderbolt Ross could come true. Thunderbolt Ross has been wanting a super soldier serum, a perfect super soldier serum made for a very long time, ever since the Incredible Hulk. So he could very well be the person trying to get Dr. Nagel, who is now dead, to make that super soldier serum. Showrunner Malcolm Spellman did say that we are going to be getting a surprise cameo in episode 5, but he did say it's a very grounded character, so don't expect anything crazy like Reed Richards or Wolverine showing up. Instead, I think we're finally going to see who the Power Broker is, and whoever it is clearly wants the super soldier serum for whatever reasons they have. Now, is Sharon Cater working for him? I believe so. She did what she had to do to survive in Madripoor, but would she betray him for a chance to go back to the United States? Absolutely, and that is what I think is actually going to happen at the end. And hopefully after all of this is done, she will end up being pardoned and can go back and see her family. The fifth extremely important thing that we have to talk about in this episode is Karli, the leader of the Flag Smashers. She was seemingly getting worse. At the end of episode 3, she was killing innocent people, although as she states, she does not view them as innocent people. And Sam believes that she is actually good. Zemo tells him to let go and that Karli is too far gone, but Sam thinks he can actually talk her into coming around. And it seems like he was almost successful until John Walker came in and screwed everything up yet again. However, although John Walker screwed things up, Karli actually believes that Sam is a good person and wants what's best for people in the world, which is all Karli really wants. And it does seem like she could perhaps be talked down. She calls Sam sister and she apparently threatens them, but when Sam confronts her about it, she says that she would never hurt them. Again, showing that she would never hurt innocent people. But Karli's plan is to make a bunch of other super soldiers so they can essentially rule the world, take down huge corporations that don't actually help the world, get their resources, and help the world themselves. But Sam states that she's going about this an incredibly wrong way. And he does kind of talk some sense into her. And at the end, when Lamar dies, you can tell that this really affects her. She feels a lot of sorrow because he was actually a good, innocent person. And this might change the way Karli thinks a little bit. And she's being hunted down by the Power Broker, so I sense that there could be a team up coming pretty soon between Karli, Falcon, and Sam. Perhaps they all come together to fight the Power Broker. However, at the end, she still is a super soldier and Zemo is trying to get rid of the super soldiers. So her fate right now is really hard to tell, but we'll find out soon enough. But speaking of Lamar, this brings us to the sixth very important thing that you need to know, which is John Walker, Lamar Hoskins, and Captain America. Now, throughout this series, we've kind of seen John Walker struggle being Captain America. He's got his butt kicked over and over again, proving that he is definitely not like Steve Rogers, but the reason he's not like Steve Rogers is he's not a super soldier. But fortunately for John, he actually finds a vial of the super soldier serum, puts it in his pocket without anybody knowing, and he later on takes it, but not before a big and final pep talk from Lamar. John knows that he has to take the serum in order to stand a chance against the super soldiers, but he's worried that he'll kind of lose himself or become evil. But Lamar tells him that he's a good person and he's done a lot of good things in life. And all the serum really does is make good people great and bad people worse. And that's all that John really needed to hear. Some encouraging words from his best friend, and he takes the serum. Now, we don't actually see him take it, but we do see the effects of it. When he gets into a fight with the Flag Smashers, all of a sudden he's able to maintain his own. One of them tries to hit him with a pipe and he actually blocks it and then bends it. And Sam even looks at him and says, what have you done, knowing that he actually took the serum. Now, of course, this episode results in the death of Battlestar, and this has an incredibly huge impact on John Walker for many different reasons, but one of the main ones is that Lamar actually was kind of the voice of reasoning for John Walker. He was the one that kept him grounded, and now that he's gone, we've already seen him go absolutely crazy. Now, of course, that was in revenge of Lamar, which I totally understand, even though he definitely should not have done it in front of a bunch of people. But anyways, main point being that he's kind of snapped now. He's snapped, and now he has the super soldier serum, so who knows what he's going to do now. Which brings us to the 7th final point of what is going to happen next, and that is Sam is going to get the shield. How? Probably one of two ways. Either one, John Walker is going to realize everything that he's done and simply give up the shield to Sam. Or Bucky and Sam will actually take the shield from him. They were there when he bashed that Flag Smasher's face in, and they're going to confront John Walker after this, and this is probably going to result in an altercation if John Walker doesn't give up that shield. Do I think John Walker is done trying to go after the Flag Smashers? No. But we've seen enough footage of Sam with the shield to know that he is going to be getting it, and I think this is the scene where we're going to see that happen. John Walker is going to sort of take a step away from what just happened, and Sam and Bucky are going to go talk to him. This in some way is going to result in Sam getting the shield, and the next episode we'll see a little reunion with Sam, Bucky, and Zemo. They'll go after the Flag Smashers, and the Power Broker is going to start to get involved. So we'll find out what's going to happen there in the next episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let me know what you think about this episode in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more Marvel content, and the giveaway details are in the description and pinned comment down below. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.